We all want to improve our English, right? And isn't this true that you don't need me to tell you that how important it is to learn vocabulary, especially when you are trying to master your communication skills? But did you know, just by learning 15 to 20 specific words, your English can sound smart. You can sound like a pro in English. Yes, you heard it right. And in today's video, I'm going to share these magic words with all of you. But before we jump into the words, it's very important that we know why these words are so essential for us to learn. These words are not just common, but it can help you to express yourself in a variety of situations. Whether you are speaking, writing, or even thinking in English, knowing these words can really elevate your communication skills and will help you sound more confident. And I'm pretty much sure that you are going to love all of these words, because it's not that we don't use these words in our conversations. We use, but the version that we use in our conversations is pretty much basic. So we are going to learn the words in a nice way, and also not just learning words, we'll also learn how to use them in a sentence. Please remember, if you're learning new words, it will be super helpful if you learn how to put them in a sentence. Only learning words and its meaning or synonyms can't help you to use them in a conversation. So let's get started. Our first word is this: acknowledge. Acknowledge. This means to recognize or admit something. Instead of using understand, we can use the word acknowledge. For example, I acknowledge your efforts is a more sophisticated way of saying, I know you tried. Our next word is imply. This means to suggest something without saying it directly. For example, are you trying to imply that I am late? Are you trying to imply? That means, are you trying to say indirectly that I'm late? So when you're trying to say something indirectly or suggesting something indirectly, that is when you are trying to imply something. Moving on with our next word, consequence. Consequence. This means the result of an action. For example, the consequence of skipping class was missing the test. That means because we skipped the classes, it resulted in missing the test. That means as a result of skipping classes, we missed the test. Now look at this word, significant. Significant. It means important or meaningful. You can use this word instead of important. So it's time that you replace important with significant. For example, this is a significant event in history. Significant event. That means an event that was important. We have perspective next. This word refers to a point of view. For example, from my perspective, this is a wonderful opportunity. That means, from my point of view, I think this is a wonderful opportunity. Assertive. It means to be confident and direct in communication. For example, being assertive is an essential thing in leadership. Inevitable means something that is certain to happen. For example, change is inevitable. Exactly. So you can't stop people from changing, or you can't stop time from changing. It keeps on changing itself, right? So it's inevitable. It's certain. For sure it's going to happen. So we use inevitable when we are trying to talk about stuff that are sure to happen. Meticulous. Meticulous. This means showing great attention to detail. For example, he's meticulous in his work. That means he shows great attention to detail in his work. Reluctant. Reluctant. It means unwilling or hesitant. For example, she was reluctant to share her secrets. That means she was not willing to share her secrets. Our next word is a really nice one. Ambiguous. Ambiguous. So when something is not clear and can be interpreted in multiple ways. For example, his answer was ambiguous. His answer was ambiguous. That means it was not clear, and it can be interpreted in several other ways, right? People can take it in their own ways as the message was not proper and clear. Subsequent. Subsequent means happening after something else. For example, subsequent events proved his theory wrong. That means the events that happened after something, those events proved his theory wrong. Vulnerable. Vulnerable. This means to be in danger or unsafe. For example, she felt vulnerable after the accident. It's very easy to understand, right? So this means she felt unsafe, or she felt that she was in danger after the accident. Now you have to pronounce this word with me. This pronunciation is tricky. It's alleviate. Alleviate. Okay, it's not alleviate. It's alleviate. Now, this means to make something less severe. For example, this medicine will alleviate your pain. This means it will soothe your pain. It will make your pain less severe. Notorious. Notorious. This means to be famous for something bad. So here you're talking about a person who is famous for his ill repute or is ill-famed. For example, he is notorious for being late. That means he's famous for being late. And being late because it's a bad habit. So that means he's famous for a bad habit. So he is notorious. Eloquent means fluent or persuasive in speaking or writing. You can easily replace the word fluent with this one. For example, her speech was eloquent and inspiring. That means her speech was well-spoken, effective, and inspiring. You know, the word that we are going to learn next is absolutely easy to use. But when you see it, you might think that it's very difficult. The next word is indispensable. Indispensable. This means absolutely necessary. And instead of using very important or very, very valuable or essential, you can use this word. For example, water is indispensable for life. This means water is very important for life. But just look at the way it changes the vibe of your sentence. It makes your sentence smarter and it makes your sentence look nice, isn't it? Aren't you enjoying the words? Don't lie, you are, right? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now we are ready with the next word, and that is this, convey. This means to communicate or express something. Let me repeat it for you once again. Convey. Convey. Now, this is not convey, it's convey, right? Let's put it in a sentence. He tried to convey his thoughts clearly. He tried to convey his thoughts clearly. That means he tried to talk about what is he thinking, or he tried to express his thoughts clearly. Procrastinate. Procrastinate. This means to delay doing something. For example, don't procrastinate your work. Do it now. That means if you are thinking of doing your work, then do it now. Don't delay. Resilient. Resilient. This means to be able to recover quickly from difficulties. For example, she is resilient after the setback. That means she recovered quickly after the setback. And finally, we have articulate. Articulate. This means to be able to express your thoughts effectively and clearly. For example, he is very articulate in his speech. Well, we can also use the word eloquent here. Both are similar. So there you have it. These are 20 words that can enhance your English. Start incorporating them in your vocabulary and you'll see a big difference in how you communicate. Also remember, it's very important. It's not just about learning big words. It's about using the right words at the right time. If you found this video helpful, then please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And yes, please let me know if you want more contents like this in future. And always, keep practicing and stay connected with me. I'll see you in my next video.